Yeah, so thoughtful for us casters.
Yeah, it's just so nice instead of us having to like track him down. And anyway, here we are. So this Terran versus Protoss, spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing for Player One Esports. It's PartinG, the big boy.
And in the top left-hand corner, the blue Terran player from Psystorm Gaming, it is GuMiho.
GuMiho, both these guys are just so fun to watch.
Hey man, they have got to be each top 10 just entertaining players in the entire world right now. Maybe not top 10 like they're going to win BlizzCon or anything, but incredible talents in their own right, way up there among the elite, and also very entertaining. What more do you want from a StarCraft player, honestly?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you were to ask some StarCraft fans, be like, who do you think would win in a match? GuMiho or PartinG? I think a lot of people would say GuMiho. However, the reason why I wanted this match was because PartinG's PvT is just something that is incredible to watch. Like, it is without a doubt his best matchup, and he just looks incredibly good in it. So
all right, so tell us what to watch out for here at LaughNgamez.
Well, it's PartinG, so it could be a lot of dirty stuff. Just he's got a large book of cheeses, and yeah, his just unit control and everything are so good, and just really good at hitting Terrans hard when it comes to it.
There's your expansion from PartinG here. Reaper on the way from the player on the top left, and your expansion coming down. Actually, not an expansion. That is going to be... Yes, that is an expansion. Had to go over there and take a look. So Reaper out pretty quick here, but an Adept on the way being Chrono Boost should not be a problem to handle that by the time he shows up.
Yeah, interestingly enough, for this opening, PartinG, he went for the safety opening, in which he went for the gateway into Cybercore. He never probe scouted, so just playing things a little bit blind, just saying like, all right, I'll take the little hit, but I want that Adept out to make sure that I don't have to deal with that Reaper, because there is a second or two if you do go gateway expand. Oh, that is terrible. Oh, dear.
Oh, no. He missed it. The Reaper's in.
That is...
The Reaper has free reign here.
Good probe reaction from PartinG. However, this Reaper, yeah, might be getting a lot
done. One
more.
Oh.
Wow.
He had it, and he didn't get it.
Okay, so the Adept just crosses the map for PartinG, delays the command center. I thought he was going to be in a world of trouble. However, GuMiho, not prepared for that. It's just, I mean, PartinG with that shade, I guess he, like, you look at that and you're like, oh no, this is terrible. But no, it works out perfectly. PartinG opened up with a Cybercore, so that Adept was a bit earlier, able to hit this expansion before it's finished.
Marauder opening. That is some good stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. Getting some bonus damage versus our Stalker. Not too shabby.
Without
However... Oh. Alright, man. So Hellion Marauder versus Adept Stalker. Trying to get that Adept. Does get the Adept. And now the Stalker has to get out as she is outnumbered, and there is a Marauder floor.
Yeah, this was a great opening for PartinG.
Lost a couple probes, but overall not too shabby.
Well, the thing is, he just lost one.
Did he just lose the one?
Yeah, GuMiho didn't manage to focus fire down the other one because I guess the Adept was heading towards his natural, causing chaos. That's the thing. A Reaper, when the first Adept moves out, you think that's going to get more, like, quite a few probes. PartinG, though, with a good probe pull, turned what could have been a questionable situation into a fantastic one with delaying the CC.
Yeah, that was quite a delay as well. That was not an insignificant delay by any stretch. So just now, getting the orbital command up, going for a Liberator, ooh, Dark Shrine, and a robotics facility. Here from PartinG.
Yeah, PartinG does like his DTs every now and then, and it's one of those things, like, if it's scouted, it just doesn't tend to get much done. However, GuMiho's not looking for it. He could be in a world of trouble. No signs of any sort of Raven or Engineering Bay just yet. GuMiho focused on the attack here with all these Hellions and Marauders that have crossed the map, but PartinG's just dealing with this easily. Look at this.
Boy, that is just not looking good here for GuMiho. He's going to lose that Marauder too. No big deal. Shield battery helps immensely there. And suddenly it is a 40 to 30 worker advantage PartinG is sitting on. He's got more army supply here too. He just looks like he's in a position to win this thing straight up.
Yeah, this was a painful opening for GuMiho. We see the losses: 4 Marauders, 3 Hellions, a Medivac, a Marine, a Reaper, and PartinG's just lost 3 units: a Probe, an Adept, and a Stalker. He just dealt with that perfectly. Had a shield battery, knew what was coming his way. And now DTs are running into GuMiho's base. His engineering bay did finish up, however...
Oh, there's your scan, and the DT is in tank range. Oh, wow. 3 shots later, he's gone.
That was very good for GuMiho. That was a perfect scan and depot raise. I was just about to check whether he had energy, but no, that was fine. PartinG delayed his DT a little bit, might have been able to get in and get a bit of damage done, but GuMiho quickly started that turret, so DT not going to find too much.
Nice.
And on PartinG's side of the map, he lost 7 probes. What happened there?
Liberator? It's got to be Liberator.
Yeah, must have been.
DT going after that engineering bay, trying to shut down the upgrade, I suppose.
Just being as big of a pain as possible.
I mean, eventually he'll get there. That's 40 damage per shot. That adds up. Got to repair through. That's really annoying stuff.
Yeah,
there's the scan, nice. And there the... Wait! Oh, okay. Only 1 Marine attacking, but that's all that it takes.
Okay, so this has been a bit of a crazy game. GuMiho with that Liberator that got the 7 probes is very nice. DT is now in the main base for PartinG. Okay, with the Prism, this is actually fantastic for him. Oh, does he get...
No, he's going to die. Oh,
well,
goodbye,
he's
DTs.
He's just going to kill all the Marines with the DTs.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He's going to trade out here. And you know what? That DT does manage to stay alive here.
He's warping and
He gets stim.
Stim 3 seconds off. 1 second, 0.
No! Oh, finishes it. Does get a reactor. Going after more tech labs. It looks like add-ons are going to be the place to be here. Stimming his Marines away from the Dark Templar as they just hack away. This is insane out of PartinG. He's killing add-ons so quickly.
Oh my gosh. PartinG knows how to use DTs.
This is some amazing control out of the DTs. Sure, man, might as well take down a tech lab as long as it's available.
Yeah, man.
Widowmine is out. So a scan and a Widowmine shot would be pretty great here. Oh, he picks them up and gets them alive. Dang, PartinG, nice job.
Yeah, oh god, this is just not what you want to have to deal with if you're a Terran player. You're like, right, I've got no add-ons.
0. Well, no, there's a reactor, but yeah.
He has a reactor, yes.
Yes. And, DT picked out before he can get picked up. PartinG with an attack coming to the front door here. Man, stim finishing for GuMiho was huge there. If he didn't have stim, he'd be in so much trouble. He does have stim. He does have a medevac. By that, I mean 2 medevacs. I don't know where the other one is. But just trying to fight here with the Stalkers versus the Tank Marine. I don't know about this out of PartinG.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned. I mean, if he maybe just retreated with the Stalkers, I'd say yeah. However, I mean, there's no combat shield, and GuMiho's overextending. I think PartinG just killed him. Yep, those tanks are gone.
Oh, man, the additional warp-ins helping immensely here. Medevac out, Widowmine fires, doesn't really matter. Good game, PartinG.
That dirty, dirty Protoss.
Just Dark Templar into Blink Stalker. Why not? Yeah, that army value. It's fairly similar until about the 4.5 minute mark, and then PartinG just slowed GuMiho down so hard there. That was beautiful. Comments do say that your mic's lower than mine now for some reason.
It's always a balancing act.
It is.
Let's see. Could you just say something real quick?
Yeah. We're just moving into the lobby here for game number 2.
Okay. Say something once more, please.
Yeah. Between PartinG and GuMiho, it's going to be Cyber Forest, the latter edition.
Okie dokie. Well, that should help out a little bit, but looks like everyone is in the lobby, and we should be good to go.
Guys? Everybody got in here so fast, but nobody's saying anything.
Anyway, we'll be getting into the game relatively soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Oh, there's GuMiho. Good.
And I think that means we should be good to go.
And there we go. All right, we're ready. Ready to rock.
I don't read Korean.
I mean, they're both saying go and ready, so I think we're good.
Okay, we're going. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, weird hiccup, but we're going to power through because we're professionals.
Somewhat.
I mean, we fit the technical definition, so...
Yeah, I guess we do.
Yep.
Anyway, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. We should have some more great Terran versus Protoss. I don't know how GuMiho feels about it after that last game. Anyway, spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, it is PartinG from Player One Esports.
And spawning in the top left, it is going to be the blue Terran player from Storm Gaming, GuMiho. Well, and especially with the lack of Terran representation in Katowice recently, and people feel like Terran maybe isn't a great spot right now. For PartinG to kill him in kind of an unconventional way is a little bit odd. You can't just be like, well, he does all the things Protoss always does to win. He's got Storm and he's got Immortals. And no, he just went with TTs and a Blink Stalker. So it kind of diffuses, I think, some of the complaints you might say about how Protoss is maybe better situated than Terran right now.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting one. There's no doubt about that. So... yeah, like you were saying that PartinG did a little bit of the unorthodox. That's just PartinG though. That's,
well, okay, orthodox for PartinG, not for anybody else though.
That is very true.
There are no threads out on the forums talking about how DT warp-ins are destroying the PvT matchup. Not that I've seen anyway. Maybe there are. But yeah, it's just how well he can use them. It's just, he doesn't just make DTs and A move them in and see what they can do. He keeps them alive, he dodges scans, he goes after what's available to him, forces GuMiho to respond to it, slows down his production, and then makes the Blinkstalker attack that much stronger when it ends up getting across the map. So it was well thought out, well executed.
Yeah, I suppose GuMiho was probably feeling a bit anxious that he'd been pinned in his base so long, so he's like, right, I've got Stim. That's generally the Terran requirement to move out. However, PartinG just knowing how the situations worked, had enough Blinkstalkers in that last game and was like, right, you just overcommitted, son. You're dead.
Well played. All right, Reaper on the way. I can't imagine. Can't imagine he ends up getting a lot done here, especially with the Adept chasing him around.
Yeah,
Ooh,
PartinG went
stay out that
Cybercore
range.
first again. And this Adept's just crossing the map. It's going to be able to delay the CC, at least for some time. GuMiho once again following this up with a Marauder, but this SCV, it's got to run.
And it doesn't. It doesn't run. And as a result, he is dead. He's a dead SCV. Adept trying to get up here to get some more stuff complete, but the wall off is done here. Marauder pops out. This is so carbon copy game number one.
Well, it's even worse for GuMiho. He's not even got the 1 or 2 probes. The Reaper's coming back to probably try and help this Marauder, but it's mistimed here. It was just out on the map. So GuMiho could be losing his Marauder. And then, can the Stalker be dealt with?
Oh.
No. GG.
Oh, no. GuMiho. What is happening? That's a quick 2-0, man.
PartinG knows how to dismantle Terrans. That's what he does.
He needs to... wow. He needs to give coaching. That was nuts.
I think he does offer coaching when he's streaming and such. You can, if you so desire, you can pay PartinG to yell at you.
That sounds like a good time.
All right, we'll get into the next lobby, though. I mean, I was expecting things to be a little bit closer. Just from the very openings, though, everything has just been going wrong for GuMiho.
Yeah, it has not been going well for our Terran player at all. Yeah, being down 2-0 is hard to come back from. Not impossible, but hard to come back from for sure.
Versus someone like PartinG, I imagine it's very hard. As
yes.
Like, you just have to be so prepared to deal with everything.
not easy to do. Hoorah. Chat is not happy about that tap out.
I don't think GuMiho is either, though. Anyway, spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. I feel as if I just introduced him like 3 minutes ago. It's PartinG.
We did. And in the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Terran player, it is GuMiho.
Maybe GuMiho needs to SCV scout this time.
I mean, I'm a fan of worker scouting.
Or change something up, because clearly the going for Marauder things hasn't been working.
No. No. It has not. I mean, gotta do something about that Adept just wandering across the map and killing the SCV building that natural.
Yeah.
That's a checking for proxies probe, isn't it?
It is. That's I'm up 2-0 in a very dirty way. My opponent's probably upset. I should check for some proxies.
And he did. I didn't find anything, because there's nothing to find.
Yeah, the proxy barracks really has fallen off in TvP.
Yeah, I don't know why that is either. Do you know why?
I think it's just one of those things. Everyone's like, this is good. It's not good. I think the maps probably are a big factor. Like, Reaper's not so good on some of these maps as far as just having good entrances and exits. Like, there's just one path on this map for a Reaper to come on in.
And we got the block happening here. Good job, good probe control from PartinG. It's like he's done this a few times before.
GuMiho did open up with a Marine, so he changed things up. Ooh, gets the probe. Nicely done.
It's a win for GuMiho. All right, so Stalker first out of PartinG this time. No quick Adept to send across the map. I guess maybe he realizes that he already shut down the expansion a little bit without bothering with that. GuMiho was building his base inside his base.
Yeah.
Which is always really annoying.
Yeah, that's a cool adjustment, though, for GuMiho to be like, okay, it's PartinG. He's very aggressive. And I think part of the reason why PartinG went for the Adept, or for the Stalker, possibly, is that he scouted the Reaper was done for. That there was no Reaper out of GuMiho since... the Marine killed his probe.
So there's nothing for him to counter against.
Yeah, exactly. So he just says, right, I'll just open up with the Stalkers that are better for defending potential later drops and such. And I really like this out of PartinG. He didn't scout whether it was, say, like a double gas out of GuMiho or anything like that. So he's playing it safe, getting up a shield battery, then just getting up a robo behind this. And as far as PVT openings, I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah, the robo itself, it depends on what you want to do with it, but it is a nice way to handle a lot of Immortals, or a lot of Marauders is going to be a deal with a bunch of bio, can be Disruptors or Colossus, if that's very Marine heavy that way. So yeah, I kind of like it. It's going to be a Cyclone coming here out of the Terran player, which is pretty neat stuff. We haven't seen any Cyclones in the series yet. They've just been over so quick is part of the problem.
That is true. Not a lot of successful late game Terran representation yet. Now, GuMiho, he's got the Cyclone out. He's got a Medivac that's going to be popping out soon, so it looks like it's going to be a Marine drop.
And there it is, just a 1 Medivac Marine drop, very earlier than usual.
Yeah, it's just that we don't often see just something like just a Medivac loaded up with Marines. Not as common as it used to be. We'll see if PartinG's prepared for it, though. He's got 4 Stalkers, so he should be prepared for it. As, of course, these are stimless Marines. And, yeah, PartinG, 4 Stalkers in his natural.
In position to a little bit here.
GuMiho should back out, right?
Yeah, you're not going to unload it in the face of 4 Stalkers like that, especially, like you said, since they're unupgraded Marines. I don't think there's anywhere to go, man. Yeah, he's trying to fly around and find an angle to do something, but it's just not happening at all. Absolutely gets rebuffed and forced to go home in shame. Tanks in production, Vikings on the way here too. There's a Robotics Bay. PartinG going for something, possibly Disruptor or Colossus. while getting Immortals and getting a Twilight Council.
Yeah, he's not going to have a lot of time, though. Oh, but look at this. PartinG knows that GuMiho's moving out on the map with tanks, Marines pulling SCVs. GuMiho's going for a push versus PartinG right now. A few Stalkers are moving out to try and head this off a little bit to buy time. Due to their higher mobility, they can do that. GuMiho's really sending it here. He's going for PartinG.
Breaks. He's trying to keep the Cyclones alive here with the War Prism on the micro. In this, the tank's doing some good work, setting up in siege mode.
Oh, the Immortal
does get focused down.
Yeah, the Immortal just destroys the tank, and gateway units versus non-stimmed bio are just this sort of handful of Terran units. They don't do badly, particularly when controlled by someone like PartinG. He's being very careful with the Stalkers. Just got to be careful. That Cyclone, yeah, it's picked off 1 or 2 Stalkers, but the fact that PartinG already destroyed a siege tank is absolutely huge. Blink on the way, a Colossus on the way for PartinG. He's on 2 bases. GuMiho is really pressuring him right now. He pulled SCVs with this attack. He's sending everything across the map. He's just got to do a slow push up, or is he going to back off?
He's trying to kind of weigh his options here. Gonna try to take that high ground with the medevac and with the Marine, set up the tank on the low ground and harass a Colossus out. Bunch of Stalkers here, a little bit of a tenuous position for PartinG. He's not going to just move in here for sure, but Vikings getting some quick shots off here on the Colossus. Holy crap, Colossus, you are dead so fast to those Vikings. You are out. Marines getting some good work done here in the natural too. Some Stalkers warping in to deal with those guys. All the tanks are dead on the low ground, and suddenly this attack is getting cleaned up. Did we lose any probes in the process? Maybe 3 or 4. Nothing too crazy. Everybody's dead, and PartinG does manage to hold.
Yeah, PartinG shuts down this attack. There's not even anything left in this medevac, so he doesn't have to worry about that. There's no third for PartinG. However, there's no stim pack for GuMiho. He just started transitioning. Now he says, all right, I'll throw up that third base. An extra barracks is on the way. He significantly delayed his tech here. I do like the fact that behind this, GuMiho is saying, all right, I'm going to play this out. He's got the 2 siege tanks back at home. That's going to help defend versus all those Stalkers PartinG had. Getting up a bunker is a very, very nice touch. And I guess GuMiho just saying, like, all right, there was no third for the Protoss, so I'll just play it out from here.
Yeah, so far so good. Back into Colossus production. PartinG is getting extended thermal lance too. It is just about complete. Shard is getting started for him as well. GuMiho, just all the things you want to see from a bio player. Got combat shield, stim, +1, tanks, making SCVs, going for that 3rd command center too, and adding on additional barracks. Worker GuMiho is up, and he has mules, so his income should be pretty helpful compared to what PartinG's able to do here, and the army supplies are pretty close. So with this attack coming in, GuMiho is going to be a little bit hard-pressed to handle it, but I think he's in a pretty darn good position.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as I said before, GuMiho, he did a good job just being very cautious. He's got these tanks. As I say that, though, he salvages the bunker and moves out versus PartinG, who's looking to go for a big attack with these Blink Stalkers with this Colossus or 2. And, oh, this is disastrous for GuMiho. The Stalkers blink forward. They pick off one of the tanks. The Colossus is melting these Marines, which have no upgrades. There's no stim pack. That being said, though, GuMiho holds thanks to those tanks on the high ground.
No, Banshee gets picked off there, though. That was huge. Banshee staying alive was kind of a big deal. He loses his Vikings. The Colossus will be a problem. Tank repositioning. Third base taking a lot of hits here from this Immortal. Is it going to be forced to be canceled and lifted off? SCVs coming into its mine from this location and possibly repair the command center as
this
well.
Command
as
center
does
goes
occur,
down, it would be huge.
But the Colossus wailing away at these SCVs. So brutal. Blinking on in, getting a medevac nicely done there by PartinG.
Crazy engagement going on at this third base. GuMiho trying to push out and secure their base. He kept it alive. And I mean, just from macroing this out, GuMiho was very, very careful the way he did it. PartinG was not able to kill him just yet. He very well may try to keep this going with these charge lots and Stalkers. Just the one Colossus PartinG's going for, but he's got to back out.
Yeah, PartinG pulling back for just a little bit here.
Yeah, and GuMiho seems to have survived. He's got up that third base, so he's going to have a good economy. PartinG has 3 Nexus up. However, only 57 workers saturating that base wasn't really his priority. He's teching and he's getting up a Templar Archives behind this, so he should be able to get Psystorm, which I think is very, very important. However,
Yeah,
just
yeah, that tank count is getting a little bit dangerous here for PartinG. He doesn't have much by way of dealing with tanks all that much. Man, coming in here seems pretty dangerous. Free tank,
look
though.
at this. I love
Nice
the
blink.
mobility of PartinG, just the way he's using his army. Now he baited GuMiho into what could be an unfavorable engagement. Marauders are chasing these Colossus and Stalkers down. PartinG has to retreat right now. Might have overextended a little bit, overstayed his welcome perhaps. Colossus are getting
Colossus,
big sweeps
though.
off on these Marauders, but they are going to go down.
Yeah, losing those Colossus was big. PartinG, he's down 64 to 36 in total army supply. Good news is he has a 4th. It's just about finishing up here. Storm getting started for PartinG too. But just more Marauders and more Marines. That +2 getting started for GuMiho. And he's pushing a little bit. He's feeling his oats.
Yeah, the Storm just getting started for PartinG, though. As you said, that Templar Archives finished up a while ago. He was focused on that push, though, so he's not going to have that sort of saving grace of Psystorm for the GuMiho that's going to be coming his way. Now we're also seeing GuMiho going to be going for a drop here while he's got tanks and Vikings at this third base, so PartinG really needs to focus on defending this drop. Warped in some Stalkers, however, they're not enough to deal with this, and suddenly all this bio is in his base.
Yeah, targeting down the robotics facility, that's pretty good. No more Colossus for you, no disruptors at all either. And then just picks up and gets out. Nicely done. Might lose a medevac, but no, everybody gets out there alive. Another attack from GuMiho coming into the third. Is he going to commit here or not? He really should, although now PartinG is responding appropriately, and GuMiho pulls back wisely here.
PartinG has 1 High Templar in this army. Psystorm about to finish up, so probably wants to warp in a couple more of those if he can manage it. So far, though, he's staying alive.
Yeah, that Susu's on the way, but it's slow going. There's no Chrono Boost for upgrades for Terran. Getting some Liberators in the mix here too. Stalker count is currently 13. Not much else there to deal with Liberators really, so I kind of like GuMiho going into that.
Yeah, now GuMiho looking to come on in. PartinG, though, has a High Templar somewhere. Most of them are sitting at the back, it would seem. He's even got 1 in that Warp Prism. However, the Vikings trying to get on top of that, though. So many Zealots coming in for PartinG, though. He's just blitzing up this ramp. The tank's getting tons of splash on the Zealots, but the tank line has been broken now, and PartinG sends GuMiho back. He breaks this location.
Yeah, that was huge. Just enough Zealots to absorb the damage being put out by those Marines, Marauders, and tanks. Liberators do set up here. That's going to be enough to make PartinG pull back a little bit. He almost could have picked off at the High Templar there.
Oh, wow. PartinG's going for it. I don't know how I feel about that. With a good Psystorm, though, landing on this army, might be able to make it happen. Zealots coming forward to reinforce. The Liberator's been picked off now. Is PartinG
been doing some work there. A lot of stuff here for PartinG is pretty injured. Some Widowmines getting in the mix. More Marauders coming in. The Widowmines are trying to burrow. There we go.
Oh, these High
Templar. With the Zealots. More High Templar wander on in here. Get some beautiful storms off.
Oh,
Another
my God.
one comes up the top side. But it's only a handful of Stalkers remaining for PartinG, and once again, he has to go home.
Yes, he does. So, good hold by GuMiho. That was looking rather dicey, though. The fact that PartinG, who was under pressure just a second ago, turns it around on him and almost kills GuMiho.
Yeah, I don't know what's he doing with these Stalkers.
Yeah, he's a little bit too far forward now.
Yeah, that slow is hugely important because of shells really paying for itself here for GuMiho. And army supplies 59 to 25. GuMiho is way, way up, and he's got his own 4th base coming up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, PartinG, he is going to be down on upgrades at this point. He's got 1-2 to 2-2. GuMiho got his 3-3 on the way. PartinG just with his +3 armor on the way. Dark Shrine on the way for PartinG. Always something good for Protoss to have in their back pocket when they're under pressure. GuMiho is not going for a big attack this time around. With this aggression, he's going to be going for 4 Medivac drops, getting a Liberator setting up at the 4th base, and the Stalkers for PartinG have moved out of position now as he's wanting to be aggressive once again, which is a bit of an overstep. These Medivacs are going to unload in his main base. There is energy for a recall. And we do see that.
Boy, this is just snowballing for GuMiho right now. He's taking down gateways. Zealotron being warped in, trying to deal with this stuff here too, but it's just not looking good for PartinG at all. The Stalkers are forced to pull back. The Templar are slowly wandering their way on up here. So many probes getting destroyed here. That is a total of 26 probes killed by GuMiho. PartinG is bleeding heavily.
The Templar come on in. They should be able to land some Psystorms. They get a nice one there. Looks like PartinG will clean this up. Took a lot of damage in his main base, though. The point is...
GuMiho getting attacked back home as well.
Oh, that Warp Prism's got to be careful.
Yeah, a bit of a Zealot warp in here, doing some damage, but doesn't look like it did too much. 10 SCVs have gone down throughout the course of this game, but GuMiho attacking again up towards the third base of PartinG. Got a big engagement there down to the south. There it is. It's only Stalkers. The Storm's going to be huge. Decent Storm there by GuMiho. Has to pull back. Get healed up by his medivacs here. Storm is keeping PartinG alive right now.
Yeah, the Storm is absolutely everything for PartinG now. The +3 armor for PartinG was shut down, so he's incredibly far behind in upgrades at this point. It's going to be 3-3 to 1-2, which is a massive upgrade deficit. So PartinG really does have to rely on that AoE, which doesn't care about upgrades. He has yet to restart any of those upgrades, and this game could just be slipping away from him now.
Got more War Prism stuff, but that's done with the Viking. All right, says GuMiho. Army supply 120 to 62, literally doubling up the Protoss right now. Coming in for another attack. Might accidentally deny a 5th attempt here by PartinG, which is hilarious. But PartinG on the other side of the map going for an attack at the same time.
Yeah.
So Cybercore is going to go down. Gateway out there too. Warp Gate out there as well. Just Stalkers waiting for the High Templar to defend here. I think GuMiho has this. He has enough to defend at home. He's taking on this natural base. Decent Storms with the High Templar getting picked off as well. That's a fair trade. If you're GuMiho, getting rid of High Templar, taking some Storms in the process is going to be enough here. But yeah, it doesn't have enough army to deal with this stuff on the other side of the map. And it looks like GuMiho is going to go ahead and force a game number 4 here.
Yeah, well done by GuMiho. He had to work for it, that's for sure. However, nicely cleans out the game. GG, PartinG taps out.
GG! That was fantastic. That was so well played by GuMiho. As you said, denying that upgrade, that +3 armor upgrade was huge. I think PartinG was relying on it quite a bit there, but just couldn't handle the drops. Couldn't handle the Vikings. The Vikings were really key throughout a lot of those series there. And just the upgrade advantage really powered GuMiho through to get that win.
Absolutely, yeah. That was just very, very well done by GuMiho. I mean, how did that game open up? GuMiho went for the tank push, and then GuMiho went for that sort of aggressive push. The main thing is that it really delayed PartinG's third, and GuMiho just macroed out of it stronger than PartinG, who was not focusing on the macro as heavily as maybe he could have been.
Yep, true fact. He, I mean, there was a position where GuMiho was in trouble. He was down in army supply. But as you said, he played it through. He got his tanks defensively, got a bunker up to deal with any kind of stalker pressure coming from the other side of the map. He managed to stay alive, get that third base out, continued with the upgrades, just played it out and got the win. So that was beautiful by him. Love seeing what GuMiho was doing there.
The greedy part of me wants GuMiho to take this series and come back, just so we'll have that TvP finals versus Classic. However, seeing PartinG take on Classic in a PvP would be very good. The winner of this series, of course, does advance to face Classic, and we're getting into the next match.
New Repugnancy, the ladder edition here for game number 4.
Righto, spawning up the top right-hand side of the map, playing for Player 1 Esports. It's the big boy, PartinG.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Terran player, it's from everybody's favorite organization, Storm Gaming.
They're basically just like, they're like, how can we win everything? If we have every single player on our team, then there is no one to play against us. We can't lose. Because Storm Gaming has an incredibly deep StarCraft 2 roster. They're amazing for the scene. Jokes aside.
Very true.
GuMiho going for a proxy this game.
I'm liking it. Kind of the mix-up here. PartinG did scout in game number 3, but not scouting here now. Not checking for these proxies. It's likely just going to be a Reaper getting out a little bit faster than PartinG expects it. No real committed pressure here out of GuMiho, but I do like it. It really keeps the Protoss on their toes.
Yeah, the choice to do this for GuMiho is an interesting one because PartinG's been opening up Cybercore first religiously here.
True.
So the choice to go for the barracks is an interesting one because, I mean, the faster you have the Cybercore up, the faster you get a Stalker out, which shuts down the Reapers. Stalker or Adept, that is. So it's interesting that GuMiho wants to go for this.
Yeah, man, that Cybercore is just about done. The Reaper's in production in the barracks there, too. And, yeah, man, that Adept is all chrono boost here. Yeah, like you said, it doesn't make a lot of sense for GuMiho to try this. And that Reaper's going to get shut down pretty much instantly. The time it takes to get here. And there's the Adept coming out right now. And there it is. The Reaper going to try to get something done, but recognizing the threat that is the Adept getting some shot. Oh, look at him just staying just out of the attack range on that Adept. That was such good control there by GuMiho.
Yeah, no easy feat for a Terran microing that Reaper. However, PartinG doing a good job staying on top of this Reaper as well, making sure that it can't get in anywhere. Look at that though, PartinG, he just goes past. He's like, no, I want this Adept across the map. That might cost him a little bit though, as they say that though, Stalker's out.
Stalker. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He wasn't leaving himself wide open there. So Shades on in, or what?
I believe he probably just clicked up the ramp and it was a wall or whatever.
Yeah. So no expansion for the Adept to harass. There's a Cyclone on the way out of that factory, and GuMiho just played it safe again.
Cyclone is the standard follow-up to this sort of proxy barracks because it's mainly a catch-all unit. It prevents your sort of shortcomings of opening up in such a manner.
Oh.
And we've got a pause here. So we'll figure what that's about.
Pretty intense situation there, too. Oh, and we're fine.
And we are back in the game.
Nothing happens. All right, cool. Oh, there's a shot from a Reaper, though. Yeah, and the Cyclone, too, is just so good at denying any kind of aggression there. Can really shut down Adepts that wander in, can shut down Stalkers that try to wander in, too. And Stalker's defending. Trying to make sure that Reaper can't get much done. Banshee in production. I kind of like that. I kind of like the Cyclone Reaper Banshee play we're seeing out of GuMiho here.
Yeah, consider me a fan too. PartinG has made the one Observer, and it's important to note that there's no cloak on the way for this Banshee, so GuMiho just having the Banshee really at face value for what it's worth. Going to be adding maybe some DPS, maybe go for a bit of harassment, not relying on that ability though.
Oh, Reaper gets taken down there by the Stalkers. Nicely done. Marines, tanks, the follow-up here from GuMiho. And Warp Prism on the way here, too. This looks like a bit of a two-baser out of PartinG. No upgrades, no blink at all. Man, I just don't know. Tank already set up Cyclone there, 2 Marines on the high ground. We have Banshee out. Is he moving across, or is she moving across the map there? I think she is.
Yeah, PartinG's got a Warp Prism, though. He's going to load these Stalkers into the main base, maybe warp in some more. Not seeing that just yet, but there we go. More Stalkers being warped in. The only thing that GuMiho has really to shut down these Stalkers is the Siege Tanks. Another one about to pop out. He's going to need to get that into position as quickly as possible. And while this is going on...
Oh, Banshee's got free reign over here, too.
Oh, PartinG picks off the tank, though.
Zealot gets picked off by the Cyclone that has about 1 hit point back there, which is really scary stuff. But the Banshee is wrecking that mineral line. Another tank shows up. I feel like GuMiho is going to be able to hold this, and the Banshee is basically unchecked on the other side of the map right now.
Yeah, GuMiho's still relying on those tanks really to shut this down. As PartinG has that Warp Prism, he can basically just micro and stay indefinitely as long as he stays out of the tank range.
Yeah, 2 tanks. I think it might be time to go home, and it is. Oh, Banshee, she gets out of there. She's got 10 kills, which is amazing for her. 10 workers killed by GuMiho, 3 killed by PartinG.
Yeah, that's a pretty good opening for GuMiho. If it wasn't for that Banshee, he might have been in a fair bit of trouble, but really putting that counter pressure on PartinG was worth it. As this has gone on, though, PartinG snuck in a robotics base, so he's going to have that for a potential follow-up, likely either Colossus or Disruptor. And of course, still harassing with these Stalkers and this Prism. Gets the Cyclone for a Stalker. Probably a worthwhile trade.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Man, GuMiho just up 35 to 22 workers right now. That I don't think that War Prism can get out.
I don't think she can. PartinG might just have to recall her.
Once again, PartinG going for Colossus and Extended Thermal Lance, which I just don't know is a great idea here. Oh, War Prism getting picked off by Viking. And does pick off the War Prism there. Meanwhile...
Wow.
Did that just happen? Man, yeah, just lost that War Prism. Dang, PartinG. Maybe he didn't have a recall. Has he recalled yet in this game? I don't think he has.
No, maybe he didn't have energy. He's just been busy chronoing, but he did. So I guess just a bit of a mistake there is dealing with the Banshee in the other location.
Yeah, that's not great.
GuMiho at 4 tanks, though. That's a very scary number. Oh, PartinG catching the Banshee. That's nice. Not having to worry about that anymore.
Yep, picking that off, removing it from the board is always a nice thing to see. But yeah, GuMiho, man, just going for 2 bases. A lot of Marines, tanks, dim, combat shield, +1 attack on the way here too. PartinG getting charge. And these Colossus are going to be pretty great against this very heavy Marine composition. A Viking, 5 tanks and 23 Marines. If they can stay out of range of that tank fire, they're going to be just fine against this really, really heavy Marine setup that we're looking at here.
Yeah, that's a bit of a tall order when GuMiho has 5, soon to be 6 tanks, though. So
yes,
when he pushes out, that's the sort of scary thing for PartinG. In my experience, Colossus are not too bad versus siege tank compositions, unless you're, say, a Protoss who's trying to break a Terran, in which case you don't want to be putting yourself into the situation in which you've got to make Colossus Stalker work versus an entrenched Terran. So PartinG just testing the waters right now, but if he goes for an attack, I don't see it happening.
No, picks off the Observer. Nice job there. No vision available for PartinG here. PartinG's got a 3rd base at home and going in for this attack, but GuMiho is just way up in army supply. As you mentioned, those tanks are hugely important. I just don't know if PartinG can break this is the problem, as GuMiho moves out with the drop.
Yeah, PartinG's just been investing in so many Stalkers, too. Stalkers are not what you want versus siege tanks in Bio. I mean, of course they're useful due to their mobility, and someone like PartinG is very, very good with them. However, eventually PartinG's going to want to, say, be getting up into maybe more Psystorm or something along those lines. He blinks into the main base with these Stalkers, however, there's a tank in position waiting.
Yeah, takes out a couple Stalkers, bruises some other ones there. The drop of GuMiho is swinging into the main base PartinG here, though, not too far out. Gonna force at least some Warpids at home to deal with this. I love this. If you're being contained, try to get some aggression out on the other side of the map. If you can, GuMiho very able to do so, and he does force the recall there. But leaving some of the guys back home because of the new and improved recall radius. Not everybody makes it there. That Colossus is a little bit...
yeah, oh no, PartinG. You gotta save that Colossus. Force fields, nicely done.
Oh, what a save there. That was very nice.
This has put PartinG into the rough situation, though, of GuMiho has been able to break out, and those tanks, they'll start wrapping around your neck like a noose, slowly tightening. Well, PartinG's got himself a very strong army. However, engaging into these tanks can be very, very tough in a choke point like GuMiho has put himself into. I love all the Zealots here for PartinG. He's going to have +1 soon as well, which will put him on equal upgrades as the Terran. Picks off a tank. Nicely done.
Yeah, just doing a very cautious dance here. I'm really surprised that GuMiho didn't have Concussive Shell before this point. It was really useful to him in the last game that he won. Not able to slow down these units and chase them down, especially with the Colossus here, but that is a lot of Zealots in there. So many Zealots. PartinG's going for it, man. Charge lots are here, pulling back, trying to evaporate the Zealots, keeping the tanks alive if they can. Charge lots are in a bit of a confined area, not able to get that charge damage off, and wow.
Oh, that was
I
a
think
massacre.
GuMiho won that handily.
Yeah, PartinG tried to break into that choke point. There's a reason why GuMiho was sitting in that position. He baited that Protoss player right into that location. Now GuMiho has kept his tanks alive, and PartinG threw away most of the bulk that he needed to take an engagement versus all of this. He's got no choice but to abandon the base. And GuMiho is pushing forward with a strong army, looking to tie this series up right now.
Yeah, Nexus goes down. PartinG does have another base coming up, but man, when it's 95 to 65 army supply, it's so hard to deal with this. That tank count is still huge for GuMiho, making more Vikings to try and deal with these Colossus from distance.
God damn.
But man, shelling that base. PartinG loses all mining from his natural right now. Income is going to plummet into the basement at this stage. Luckily, he does have that fourth base to mine from. Going to help quite a bit here, but man, GuMiho is just continuing to stream units across the map here, continuing to push his advantage.
Yeah, it's just that engagement that PartinG took, the amount of Zealots that died in that choke point, it was horrible. It was just a massive loss, just a miscalculation on his part. And GuMiho picking off a Colossus here, a very nice find with just those 4 Vikings.
Ooh, another Colossus in trouble here. Another one almost down. The Storm is going to help immensely here. Picking up some reinforcing units. GuMiho being a little bit callous, a little bit casual about that one. But Colossus are out. All that's left here are going to be some Stalkers, some Zealots, a handful of High Templar. And yeah, man, I think GuMiho has done it again. He's going to force that Game 5 after being down 2-0 and looking so out of it after those first 2 games.
Yeah, PartinG, I mean, Psystorm, you want to say it's a comeback tool, but he just doesn't really have the composition in order to make that happen. GuMiho melting through everything. GG. GuMiho takes the map.
And he does force the all-important Game 5 here. What play here from GuMiho. The Storm, not enough to slow him down. The Colossus, not really getting as much done, I think, as PartinG wants it to, which is kind of weird that he keeps going back to it, but we'll see what he decides to do in game number 5 here. But so far, so good from GuMiho. You Terran fans should be pretty pleased. Let's hear it in chat if you're here to support GuMiho.
Okay, we'll get into the next game as soon as we can. I'm just going to message Impact here, make sure that he is around for the finals.
Impact lost.
Classic. That's why I'm getting confused here.
Hey, Impact.
It's not even that late. This has been a quick event. Yeah, that. Thank you for.
You're very welcome. PartinG has the lobby ready for us because he's such a gentleman.
All right. Anyway, we do have a Game 5 in this one.
Yeah, fantastic. Hopefully this bodes well. We get a Game 7 in our finals later on here.
That would be quite the tournament then. Because we usually have like one match that's a bit of a sweep.
Yep.
Breaking that trend is always good though. And we're getting on into it.
Yes. Here we are on Automaton, the ladder edition. GuMiho versus PartinG. Let's see what we get here.
All right, here we go. It's tied 2-2, spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map. It is PartinG.
And in the bottom, rather topish right-hand corner, it is GuMiho.
You just want... The games GuMiho has won, they've been arguably harder-earned wins. The first 2 games kind of were just gimmies for PartinG. The way that they opened up, GuMiho was like, well, GG.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Whereas the games that have gone later, PartinG seems to be making a couple missteps.
Yep, losing that Warp Prism was a big deal, kind of overextending a little bit from time to time. His Storm's a little bit late in like an exchange for Colossus, which, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I love the way that PartinG is aggressive out on the map. However, when it comes to staying out on the map a little bit too long, it does hurt him. He's just a little bit too trigger happy, it seems. Scouting out with his probe, by the way, looking for a proxy barracks. Not gonna find it just yet, though.
Went the wrong way. I mean, he did make the effort. He just chose south instead of north, unfortunately for him. That's a very close barracks, too.
Yeah, it is. PartinG going for that shield battery, or that cyber core, pardon me. And actually going for a zealot right out the gate. I suppose he may cancel that zealot. Maybe he's a little bit suspicious here.
Yeah, maybe a little bit worried. Oh, he's throwing up a pylon on the other side of the map, though. PartinG. Hey, hey. We got the double proxies going on, ladies and gentlemen. Good time.
Oh,
good time
double. Extra factory going up for GuMiho. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so Zealot crossing the map for PartinG now, whereas the Reaper is going to be out for GuMiho. Wait, GuMiho floated the barracks into the main base of PartinG.
That's fantastic.
PartinG built a wall.
Play.
I was going to comment on the wall, but that wall is now irrelevant as his Reaper is going to get into the main base of PartinG. Probe has to be microed back, doing the best he can, but until this Adept is out, he's going to be in a world of trouble now.
He is going to get another probe kill. There's another probe kill. There's the Adapt. Can he get one more here? With the control, I think he can, and yes, he does. Then he gets surrounded and murdered.
Where'd that Zealot end up going for PartinG?
I think he came home. Did he
nope,
not?
He's
there
crossing
he
the map. GuMiho throwing up an extra barracks on his side of the map. He will have no units to stop this Zealot.
Not yet, anyway. Meanwhile, PartinG... What has he got over there? He's got a Stargate over there on the other side. He's making an Oracle. Another Reaper causing some issues here. But once again, Depth can handle this kind of nicely. It is a lot of lost mining time, though, for PartinG. That's annoying.
It is a one-base scenario versus one-base scenario. GuMiho is going to eventually have to repair this supply depot. The main thing is, back at home, he's got nothing to deal with this Oracle. He's building a tank right now, building a Medivac. That's not going to help him here, though. GuMiho's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's got to run, but there's a Zealot on the other side. Split kind of as best he can here. This Oracle is just the happiest Oracle of all time. Nothing shooting back at her at all. Getting as many kills as she wants. Is she going home? What the crap, Oracle?
Yeah, she's out of energy. I suppose maybe she's going to scout out. But yeah, PartinG is looking for this proxy, and he's going to find it. There's a siege tank for GuMiho. A siege tank and an SCV. PartinG's pulling the probes, though. He wants to shut this down really preemptively, and I love this decision from him. Probe's going to try and get on top of this. They surround the Reaper. The Stalker's running. Gets picked off by the tank, though, so PartinG in trouble back at home. However, another Oracle has shown up here and killed off more SCVs.
Yeah, both players are taking serious hits to their economies right now. The Reaper getting healed up by the Medivac, the tank crushing everything that comes to try to kill them. The Reaper finally down. And GuMiho is forced to get on the heck out of there, but chasing down, there's a Stalker here. It is 13 to 10 army supply. GuMiho has the lead, but man, this is so tuck and go right now. I can't even call who is in a better position right now.
No, this game has been absolute chaos. A fitting end to PartinG versus GuMiho here.
Where's that Cyclone? There it is. Get it. Get it. Chase it. 4, 5. Ah, got out of range. Too fast. Too fast there.
This Medivac rather injured, but GuMiho going for it anyway. The Stalker can probably pick it off, though. Gets the Medivac. These tanks and Cyclones are now committed. Oracle gonna finish them off.
Yikes, that hurt immensely there. Suddenly, GuMiho losing most of his pressure on the other side of the map. He's making Marines to deal with these Oracles as best as he can. He's trying to go ahead and reactor those out. 19 to 16 workers, 12 to 14 army supply. It's looking really, really close right now. The problem for GuMiho is most of his production's on the other side of the map, and he's trying to get it home, but he's getting harassed by a Phoenix all the way there.
What do you do if you're GuMiho in this situation?
I mean, Cyclones and tanks?
Yeah. Like, I mean, make a lot of Marines maybe and then go for it? Because PartinG doesn't really have a lot that's just anti-Marine. I mean, Oracle's not the best versus them. He's got the Stalkers out, though. And he's now going to be moving out on the map.
True fact. Man, that Cyclone. Oh my gosh, so fragile. They hit hard, but they're fragile.
Yeah, not a lot going GuMiho's way this time. He's got a tech lab on his barracks. Maybe going to start Stim. I don't think that would be the worst decision in the world. You're a one-base Terran with Stim. Keep in mind, guys, both these players don't have up a second base yet. PartinG is making the attempt. GuMiho is not.
That might be problematic for PartinG if GuMiho just goes for it.
120 seconds. Builds up as many Marines as he can. Maybe.
Maybe. Floating factory. See what's going on in here. Couple stalkers, not much else. There's the robotics facility that's out. But not much has been done with it. In fact, almost nothing, literally nothing has been done with it there. Observer comes in, performs the same function without getting shot at because it's invisible. And sees the high number of Marines. What a scout there by PartinG. He sees exactly what's going on here with out of GuMiho and sets up an observation mode just to make sure he knows what further things will be made out of these buildings. Observer sees the Observer Factory sees the expansion and recognizes that PartinG is macroing out of this, and GuMiho needs to really soon. He cannot be 1 base versus 2 base here.
No, you can't. GuMiho, though, like, this is going to be interesting. The fact that he's going to have stim, he's going to have double medivac production, so he's going to have a serious army. Whereas PartinG on his side of the map, he's trying to get up a RoboBay probably for Colossus, which is what you want because he knows what GuMiho is making. However, for now, he just has Stalkers and a couple of Sentries. Getting up 1 shield battery, I think he's going to need at least a few more of these. Okay, but GuMiho's going for it. He's pulling the boys.
He's pulling the boys. Oracle thinning out that boy count quite nicely.
All aboard. GuMiho is now crossing the map. He's got this bit of bio. He's got all the SCVs, and he is coming PartinG's way. PartinG is frantically building shield batteries as quickly as he can. Not moving out on the map to meet GuMiho. This train is chugging along. SCVs and Marines now crossing the map towards PartinG.
Is he going to wait for +1 attack is the question, because it's close, but not that close.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's not that close. And when your SCVs are on the other side of the map, it's go, go, go. PartinG with these Stalkers, he's got force fields. There goes down some of them. The bio slipping forward, though.
Oh, so many units trapped outside!
PartinG with the force fields, able to take it. We're going to be having ourselves a Protoss versus Protoss finals. I think it's been a while since we had one of these in Afreeca World.